April the 8th, 2018. Golden hold, conviction, strong hand, value your wealth in Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin, people. Unconfiscatable. Okay. Check out the link section below. You can see yesterday's show, which was awesome. We'll get into that in a second. Get your Trezor Ledger Nano at discount codes below. All right. And if you're listening to this on the World Crypto Network podcast, then I don't know if the links are below. The link, you got to go see the YouTube to get to the links, or see me on Steemit at Bitcoin Meister, or just look me up at disruptmeister.com. That's one I don't mention a lot. All right. So I want to quickly say also, Los Angeles tickets are available below. I will be speaking at Century City on April the 17th. And the big event, Denver, April 25th, Andy Hoffman, Vortex. Other people are going to be there from World Crypto Network. That link is below also. The big Denver event on April the 25th. So the 17th in Los Angeles, the 25th in Denver. In April, what a fun month it is. I'll be in St. Louis by the end of this week. All right. Yesterday's show was the Beyond Bitcoin show. And we talked about a lot of things way beyond Bitcoin. We talked about some Monero also. But check that out. It was a unique show if you want health tips and just insight into my lifestyle. And yes, every Saturday I've decided we're going to do the Beyond Bitcoin show. So it'll be a little different every Saturday. So every Friday is This Week in Bitcoin. Every Saturday is the Beyond Bitcoin show. All the rest of the days you get this one Bitcoin show, or who knows what else you're going to get. Sometimes there's an extra show here and there. So let's quickly talk about before yesterday's show. Monero is it's going to fork, we know, on April the 30th. That's Monero V. But Monero naturally forked, and some players are continuing the old chain. One of them, Monero0, is listed on BTC now. And I linked to that below. You can see that it's selling this original Monero, Monero0, or whatever you want to call it. And if you go to yesterday's video, I have a lot of links to it below that video if you're really into this Monero, including the art. But below, you can see the BTC price is a little bit less than $10 right now. It's amazing they got listed on BTC. Or maybe it's not amazing. Maybe they just have connections. It'll be an interesting experiment to see if a coin like this that comes out of nowhere, that gets listed on an okayed exchange, if that helps its price just being listed on that exchange. I don't know. I don't know what to expect. What I did warn you about yesterday, and I will warn you about today, is there's going to be all sorts of crypto noise out there on Twitter, on social media, saying, "Hey, give me your Monero private key, and I'll get you your Monero0 that you can sell on BTC." Do not do it. There's already fake sites out there. Be patient. Make sure you know what you're doing. Don't try to be greedy to get a $10 coin or $9, whatever it is, by losing all your Monero, because I know there's some Monero holders out there. So you got to be careful with the Monero V coming up also. Don't just give out your key to some random third-party site. All right. So pound that like button if you watched yesterday's video. If you want more videos like that, or if you just like these regular videos that I do every day. Remember, I post a new video here every day. That's commitment right there. You gotta be committed. You gotta be hardcore into Bitcoin there. What I wanted to say is get anonymous VPN and proxy at TorGuard. Link below. You can click on that link, get some discounts if you need that kind of thing. All right. So Ben Shapiro's show, which is a politics show that you can listen to on podcast or on YouTube. I linked to his Friday show because he was promoting. He's got a new sponsor, BitIRA. Now, of course, I'm just into buying Bitcoin, okay? But in order for him to describe BitIRA, he had to describe Bitcoin to his massive audience. And he was very pro Bitcoin. You know, he gave some conservative fiscal what conservative fiscal fans would like to hear about Bitcoin, he said. And so, hey man, I give him credit for doing that. More and more people in the mainstream in the political sphere are going to be talking about Bitcoin because they're going to need sponsors, and they're going to get sponsors that are related to Bitcoin. Now, again, I don't know if this is a good sponsor or not. I don't know. Anyway, it's all about getting the Bitcoin. Ben Shapiro, good job bringing up Bitcoin on your show. And good job, Craig Ship, reminding me about that. I did hear, of course, I sometimes in the background when I'm working out, I do have Ben Shapiro on because he's a smart guy. You can't spend a lot of time on politics, people. He goes through it real fast, though, which is nice. And again, he's got Bitcoin he's talking Bitcoin, so that's good. He's trending towards, and he's got a young audience, but he's got some older people too. So hey, it's good news when Ben Shapiro brings up Bitcoin, even though he's basically being paid to do it by BitIRA, but whatever. He'll talk about it on his own soon enough. It's big. Bitcoin's getting bigger every day, dude. All right, now speaking about getting bigger every day, The Guardian has a story, I guess, that all of you are supposed to get angry about, but I don't get angry about it. 20%ers don't get angry about this. Global inequality tipping point in 2030. The richest 1% on target to own 2/3 of all the wealth by 2030. Okay. So are you supposed to get angry and say, oh, that's so unfair? The richest 1% are going to own 2/3 of all the wealth by 2030. No, you're supposed to say, I want to be part of the richest 1% so that I owned 2/3 of the wealth by the year 2030. So, as the title of this video says, Hold Bitcoin is the answer to many cryptocurrency questions. Well, Hold Bitcoin is the answer to that question. Hold on to your Bitcoin until the year 2030. And I think you might be part of that 1%. How about that? How about that for the true positive 20%er spin on that story, which is supposed to, it's just supposed to get you virtue signaling, saying, oh, let's take all the money away from the rich and give it to the poor. Oh, screw that. Screw that. You're not taking that Bitcoin from my hands. Well, because it's unconfiscatable, first of all. But second of all, I want my people out here and me. You're supposed to have goals. You want to be part of the 1%. You want to be wealthy. You don't want to work. You want to have free time and freedom. You want to be alone. Go to yesterday's show if you want more elaboration on what it really means to be alone. To be alone means to be strong and not to give in to peer pressure. And peer pressure is like, oh, I'm guilty because I'm rich. No, you're not guilty because you're rich. You're awesome because you're rich. You did it. Congratulations. And I hope to see you in 2030 as part of that 1% that controls 2/3 of the world's wealth. All right. So Poloniex has a press release out giving an update about these last 6 weeks that Circle has owned them for, talking about the journey. Well, I'll say this. The press release is professional. It tries to make Poloniex seem like it has magically become much more professional since Circle has taken charge. And perhaps they have, because they say they have solved a lot of more issues, that a lot of their quirks are gone, that they're getting through all of the issues faster. Now, part of that might be because there's not as many people using Poloniex because we're in a so-called bear. Maybe there's not as many altcoin traders now. I don't know. Maybe that's why they're getting through all their complaints faster. But you can check out the press release for yourself. The bottom line is that Circle is a more professional company. They're owned by even a larger company. So this is going to be a trend that these once wild exchanges are going to become more and more tame and professional. And of course, Poloniex has said before that soon they're going to require more information, personal information from people. And they haven't elaborated on that lately. They still have that old press release on their site too, but they said they would elaborate on it soon. Whatever, maybe put that off as long as possible, Poloniex. Your big fans don't want to give you more information. Your hardcore fans, but they're a third party. They can do what they want to do. And if you're a trader, if you buy your cryptocurrencies that way, you buy your Bitcoin that way or whatever, then move on to another one. Go to the decentralized one. What's his face that I can't remember its name for? All right. So I was thinking to myself, is Bprivate the Oakland Raiders of crypto dividends, the team that everyone loves to hate? Or the Ravens, the Baltimore Ravens eventually became the team that everyone loved to hate when Ray Lewis played for them. Not that you should care about the NFL, but of course, I knew plenty about the NFL in the heyday of Ray Lewis, which was quite a long period of time, actually. But but going back to the comparison here, and in the old days, before I was born and stuff, the Raiders, that was a team everyone loved to hate. That was, and still you can see they dress up like their fans dress up like wearing skeletons, like they're gangsters and whatnot. But it seems like people just love to hate on of all the crypto dividends. That one gets the most hate. My God, does it get some hate? And you have to wonder, where's that all coming from? It's interesting. It's an interesting comparison. Why are they the one everyone loves? B Gold people, that's the one that everyone loved to call a scam at first, because that was the second one. Now, of course, Bcash is so I should say Bprivate is the friendly fork of Bitcoin, the friendly crypto dividend that everyone loves to hate of Bitcoin. I don't know. I was just thinking about that. I'm allowed to think about the old days when I paid attention to the NFL a little bit, and that'll eat. Some of you understand that comparison better than others. I'm sure there's soccer teams out there in England that are the teams that everybody loves to hate. Does everybody love to hate the United? Well, aren't the Manchester United like the Yankees? You see, the Raiders weren't they weren't the richest team. They were just the scary. They just cheated and same with the Ravens. They had like vicious people on their teams. Like the Yankees in baseball, they're just they buy everything. By the way, check out who beat the Yankees today. Pound that orange and black like button. But remember, there's 162 games a year. So in baseball, you can't get too excited when the Orioles win 3 out of 4 at Yankee Stadium. All right, so what else here? Oh, here is the cartoon of the day from Twitter. The Twitter cartoon of the day from Loomed Art. He says, it's interesting. He says, what if Bitcoin isn't the bubble? It's the pin. And there's a picture of Bitcoin as the pin popping this like mainstream bubble of life. So, there are a lot of people that, paint Bitcoin as this bubble, but perhaps it's the pin that's going to, and I think it is. It's that pops society, that pops government, that pops the way we think of fiat currency. No, whatever. I believe the dollar is going to survive, and all the 80%ers are going to get stuck in the dollar. But for those of us who are 20%ers, it's the pin that'll pop the way we think of the world and get us into a whole nother realm of freedom. So check out that dude's tweet below. Here, and CoinDesk has an article. How do you defend yourself against the pump and dump crypto schemes? And I hardly even read the whole article. The reason I bring it up is just because there's a simple answer to that. You just hold Bitcoin. You don't buy freaking ICOs and all this ridiculous. How do you defend yourself against buying a complete scam ICO? Don't buy any. It's that simple. Now, of course, CoinDesk likes to promote all these. They write articles about every little ICO, every this, every that. Every bit of crypto noise out there. So all people fall for it and get listen to this crypto noise, and they end up spending their precious Bitcoin on these ridiculous ICOs, on projects, investments. Ridiculous. Just hold your Bitcoin. That's how you defend yourself against ripoffs. Okay, you don't get ripped off. You don't listen to the noise. You have a strong freaking hand. You learn about what the Bitcoin halving of 2020 is, or 2024 is, or 2028. And then you end up in 2030. Whoa, well, I'm tying everything together. But yeah, the answer to so many questions. I mean, half the questions out there, the answer is just hold your Bitcoin, have a strong hand. And I know a lot of you aren't going to like to hear that, but you want magical answers where someone's going to tell you, oh, it's okay that you're wasting your Bitcoin on this project or on this investment or on this scam mining, what is it? The cloud mining thing. No, it's not okay. I'm here. I'm the voice of reason out there, dude. Glamour is a cruel mistress. You're going to lose everything through glamour and gambling. just the Bitcoin straight and narrow savings account like your grandma used to have. It's boring. It takes a little bit longer, right? There's not instant gratification. You can defer gratification with Bitcoin. That's what it's about. If you can't defer gratification, well, you're going to lose all your Bitcoin, and I'm just going to end up with your Bitcoin probably. So, and then you're going to complain that Adam's, he's part of the 1%. Yeah, go complain to George Bush and Hillary Clinton or whatever. Yeah, worry about them. All right, but they're not going to be able to do a thing to me either because it's unconfiscatable. All right, what do we have here? So yeah, I talked about that. Oh, finally, speaking about just being a 20%er, the great Daniel of 21million.club, I linked to him below. Yesterday, I don't read the chat during my live shows. Right now, there's a chat going on, so pound that like button if you're in that chat. If you do the super chat, I read it, but afterwards, I look at it to see, who was there. And I read over it just if I get any good ideas. And most of the talk in there is from trolls. It's just guys who will just post the same thing over and over and over again. But I was so proud of Daniel, and it just put just a smile on my face because yesterday's show was all about being a 20%er, working hard, not getting distracted, having to do some simple things to build up your health, and so, then I see that all these people, they weren't paying attention at all. They're just saying ridiculous things. But Daniel was there in motion. He was talking to people, and he was like, and people were asking him about his consultancy and stuff. And he was being constructive while all these other people were being trolls. And it just put such a smile on my face because, while the majority troll and waste their lives away, there's one young guy in Mexico just doing the right thing. And he's going to be rich, and and they're going to still be trolls in 5 years. That's a big difference. So and again, they're the majority. The majority is just the complainers, the screamers, just the people talking nonsense. But then you got guys like that, and it's awesome. It's awesome to see a 20%er out there, and someone who's I feel like on the same team as me there, that's preaching the same message. And again, use his services because again, people who are in motion like that, I love to promote. I love to talk about because I love to see success like that. And I want everyone has the opportunity to be like that. Everyone does have the opportunity to be like that. Don't let people tell you you can't, because you can. And there was a guy in that chat just being in motion. So it was awesome. So good job, Daniel. Use his services. He'll get you that Monero0 and the Monero V and all that stuff if you don't feel comfortable. He's an honest guy and everything. Okay, I'm Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, Disrupt Meister. Remember to subscribe to the channel, subscribe to this channel, like this video, share this video. Do check out the notes section below. I will say hi to you guys in the chat right now. Bye.